Well, good morning and welcome everyone to Matchday Morning Live, guys. With me, your host Owen James. Guys, it's a Saturday. It's proper football is finally, thank heavens, back. No more of that boring, pointless crap that is international football. Genuinely cannot fucking stand international football. It is one of the biggest wastes of time I have ever seen in my life. It is a waste of time. And what you seem to ever get out of international football is getting your players back and your players come back injured. I mean, great, isn't it? It's just like it's like, you know, you lend your car to your mate and the car comes back broken, doesn't it? Or tires are popped, or the engine doesn't work anymore, or the inside looks like a flipping skip. Great, isn't it? You know, I think we should be definitely charging national associations more money for the rental and the use of our players, particularly obviously the Turkish FA, who've returned our player injured. Thanks for that. Thanks for that. Well, guys, we're going to look ahead to this afternoon's game upcoming at Ibrox. A massive, massive game. Huge game, guys. We are, well, you know what, I think it's 9 fixtures left, 9 cup finals away from winning a title. 9 games where everything is in our hands. It's there. Look, there it is. Can you see it? It's in our hands. It's in our hands. We just need to make sure we don't do that and drop the ball as we did against Motherwell last time out in the league. Good morning to Stuart. How are you doing, Stuart? I'm good. I'm glad you're good. You're good, Stuart. Tripster 2011. Tripster. How you doing, buddy? Morning. Oh, come on, Rangers. Right into the spoon burners. I agree, buddy. We've got to be right into those spoon burners today. It is massive, guys. Remember, if you've just found Glasgow Rangers Nation, if you're looking for a home for your Rangers fanaticism, this is the place for you. It is huge, guys. We are obviously a no paywall channel. We do not hide our content behind a Patreon paywall. I fucking hate channels that do that. It is not the way forward. I honestly have this massive belief inside me that fans shouldn't pay for content on their teams. And I think if you do make your fans pay for your content, it is bang out of order. Right, guys. Morning, Rosie. Hey, Rosie, one of our top mods, one of our top fans, but also channel member. Welcome aboard, Rosie. Yeah, absolutely smash the like. Stephen, how you doing? Good morning. Put Fabio Silva up front instead of Dessers. I agree, Stephen, 1,000,000% with that one. Guys, but Son, how you doing, buddy? Morning, Owen and the GRN Nation. Feels like a month. It does feel like it feels like forever, doesn't it, since we last played a game. Now, today is the start of a pretty intensive run of fixtures, isn't it? We've got 4 fixtures left before the split, and then our 5 post-split games, one of which we know will be at Sharkhead against that lot from across our city. So today, Hibernian at home, we're going to talk about that. Obviously, probably one of the biggest Old Firm games in a long, long time upcoming next weekend. Guys, that game will be live here on the channel. I will be bringing you a live stream of the Old Firm game. Would not miss it for the slightest on that one. And then it's Dundee on the 10th. We go up against Dundee on Wednesday, the 10th of April. Again, we will be bringing, hopefully bringing you. I've got to double check my work rota for that one. And then it is Ross County on the 14th, our last post-split fixture. So we've got 2 home, 2 away, and then 5 massive post-split fixtures. Guys, unfortunately, like I said, Ian just said in that comment, there will not be a live stream today. I have to work, unfortunately. I am working from 1 o'clock this afternoon all the way through till 11 o'clock tonight. Unfortunately, until this channel becomes my full-time job, I do have to work up to 50 hours a week in retail, and it's not good, guys. It really is not good. It bores the fucking shit out of me. Okay. Morning, Stephen. How you doing, buddy? How are you doing? All good. Carson Irvin. Hello, Carson. How are you? Good new name in the live chat. Welcome aboard this morning, guys. So we're looking for your views, your opinions ahead of what is going to be a massive game, a must-win game this afternoon. You know, we can talk all we want about the fact that, you know, we are where we are in the league. I mean, let's just have a quick look at that league table. I did obviously feature on the video this morning. If you haven't checked out this morning's video, guys, just a reminder, that is the video that came out this morning, kind of breaking down the game a little bit more. So please check it out. But there's the league table as it stands. Now, it's got a bit of a false look about it, hasn't it? You know, everyone apart from ourselves and Dundee have played 30 games coming out of the international break. Obviously, that game that was abandoned because, or not postponed, sorry, should I say, because of that swamp of a pitch at Dens Park, which they have not been punished for, despite the fact the SFA said they were going to hammer them. Well, they've done fuck all about it, as per usual. Typical SFA, bottle jobs in the Major League. So look, we look at this, but we're a point behind them. But that's a false sense, isn't it? We win today, we go back top 73, they go 71, same number of games. And look, realistically, we do know that they're going to come into that game. They're going to come into that game with the fact they're going to be top of the league in the Old Firm game, and we know that, and they're going to love it. Obviously, trying to rub it in all week, trying to give it to us all week. We know that's going to happen. But look, let's deal with this, and as we start to see it. So we got 9 games, guys, and this is the first. For me, I was sat this morning thinking about it before going live. I've been sat here and I've been thinking about it, and then I've been thinking about, this is the first proper title race in about 13 years, isn't it? Real proper title race. You go back to 55, and realistically, that was done and dusted and over before we knew it, wasn't it? So, that wasn't really a title race. They fell apart that season. This is the first proper title race. Now, I don't realistically see them, going through the rest of the season unbeaten. The same way that, I really hope that we can go through the rest of the season unbeaten. But it really has to be a 9 games where we don't drop the ball. This is really now going to test out that mentality change that we've perceivably seen from this team. The team talk, don't they, about the whole fact that Clement has come in, he's changed the tactics, he's changed the mentality, he's changed the way we think, he's changed the way we play. And there does perceivably seem to have been, from the vast majority of this squad, a real change in mentality, a more positive mindset, a more, kind of must win, must fight, must get this done kind of mindset. Now, this is a big test. This is 9 tests. This is 9 huge games. We cannot afford to drop any points. Realistically, if we win 9 games now, between now and the end of the season, which this Rangers team are more than capable of doing. I mean, you could even say perhaps win 8 and draw the one at Sharkhead. That would still win us the league. But realistically, it's got to be 9 wins. It cannot be anything else. Alan says, morning all, here we go. Let's get the Hibs. We're absolutely. Stuart says he's very confident we'll smash them at Ibrox next week. Seema being back is a massive boost. We are going to touch on Seema. Morning to Juicy Bear. Rosie asks, what's your predictions for today's games against Hibs? Sorry, get them in the live chat. CR says win 8 and a draw. Exactly. Yeah, absolutely. CR, win it. So, look, it is realistically got to be now. These next 4 games, I mean, let's focus. I don't want particularly to look too far ahead of what's coming, guys. I don't want to really, kind of look too far ahead. But let's just do what Philippe Clement doesn't do and look a little bit further ahead before we really focus in on today's game against Hibs. Obviously Hibs today, it's a big one. It's not going to be an easy game. They're going to be bang up for this game today. They're going to want revenge for that cup tie. I honestly feel that they will come and they will play because they will want to do something. Yes, they haven't won at Ibrox since 2018. I think it was 2-1 victory for them at Ibrox on a pretty shocking day in 2018 that was. But realistically, look, this is what's upcoming. This is what's coming. What we got here? We've got a comment here. David Monaghan says today is a must win. This will be a very hard game. It will be, David. Stephen says that's a big if. It is a very big if, buddy. So we've got Hibs today. Then it's Celtic at home on the 7th. That is going to be huge, massive. It's probably one of the biggest Old Firm games in a long time. And I think it's worth considering if we win that game. And I know it's a massive if, like Stephen says about big ifs. If we win today and we win that game, we go 5 points clear. 5 points clear. Now, Rosie says she's nervous about the away game against Celtic. But Rosie, you know what? Even if we go 5 points clear, we can almost afford, and we don't want to, lose that game. But for me, a draw would do there because that would keep it the status quo. We've got to put ourselves in a position where we're not putting pressure on ourselves to win at Parkhead. It really is got to be that. Therefore, I honestly feel that Celtic game next weekend has got to be a win. Nothing else will do. A draw is not good enough. It maintains a 2-point status quo, means that everything is therefore on that Parkhead game. Then it's Dundee away, which should be winnable. Ross County away should be winnable. They're poor. They're second from bottom in the league. Now, we've got to take 12 points into this post-split fixtures. So that when the post-split fixtures are featured, we need to be 5 points clear, 12 points there, 4 victories, no messing. Now, the one thing that does make me nervous is the mental block we seem to have against them. There is a real mental issue there. You know, if you look back across the last few seasons since 55, the only game we've won against them was that meaningless win at Ibrox at the end of the season. Now, I know that's pretty harsh to say because every Old Firm game matters. Of course, every Old Firm game matters. Of course it does. But there was nothing riding on that game. There was nothing riding on that game at all. The league was done and dusted. We're not going to catch them. They'd already won the table. They had players out. We had players out. There was nothing riding on that game. So therefore, a 3-0 win, brilliant to beat them. Always great to beat that lot and shut them the fuck up. But as it stood at that point, there was nothing riding on that. Every game last season, when something was riding on it, them, cup final, cup semi-final, Parkhead away, we lose. This season as well, even on the Philly Clermont, who is outstanding, we lose at Parkhead. We lost to them at Ibrox. We've got to push over that mental block that is there, guys. And there is a mental block there. There really is a mental block there. 4-0, we play our game. We win the game and win it well. Let's show Brendan's Bottlers the benchmark. Absolutely, Alan. No win, no win, nothing but. Absolutely, David. Had too much riding on Old Firms recently. There's a hell of a lot riding on these ones, Son. Absolutely huge. Marky says, good morning, one game at a time. I agree. Stephen says, if all the team turn up next week and we beat them, the league is over. I hope so, Stephen. I really, really hope so. And Rosie agrees, huge mental block. Yeah, there is a massive mental block when it comes to playing against... love that one. Love that one, Son. That's fantastic. Yeah, there is a real mental block against them. There really is. Okay, so let's get back to what we want to get back to. Let's get back to, as has just been said in the live chat, one game at a time. Malky, spot on with what he said. One game at a time. So, look, we're going to talk next week. Big build-up, obviously. We're going to bring lots of shows, lots of videos, building up to the Old Firm game. Huge, huge, huge. I'm going to be trying something new next week. In terms of getting some of you guys involved with the pod even more than getting your comments up on screen. So watch out for that, guys. Watch out for that. I'll be bringing out a little video featurette on that to tell you how you can get involved in the channel a little bit more than just commenting in the live chat. There's a little sneaky peek. Not a phone in because I haven't got a phone system that works, but another way of doing it. Look out for that, guys. It is upcoming. So let's talk a little bit about today's game. It's huge. It's huge. Now, there was huge news yesterday, massive news, that man, Abdallah Sima, is back. That is just fantastic news. Having him back is brilliant news. I mean, look, before that injury, I think you can kind of argue that Abdallah was probably one of our best players. He was probably on with Jack Butland for player of the season. You know, you look at the guy's stats pre-injury. You know, he scores goals for fun. He you know, and this is from a player that is playing out wide. This is from a player that, you know, is not a through the centre striker. This is a guy who, you know, is actually working out wide. And for me, he's been first class. I mean, league games, 20 league games, 10 goals, 2 assists, 12 goal contributions in 20 games. Better than you know, 1 in 2. Scottish League Cup, 4 games, 1 goal. Europa League, 3 in 6. I mean, that is phenomenal. In Europe, which shows the class of the man to be doing it in Europe where you're playing against that higher level of opposition. And then the Champions League, 1 in 3. So, you know, this season he scored altogether 15 goals this season for Rangers. 15 goals. And you take that out of the team, that's a big, big loss. Now, having him back is huge for us today. Huge. Now, as Philippe said yesterday, we're going to have to be, I mean, what was the quote that he said? Let's bring the quote up. He said this. He said, the returning players are all back in contention, but not for 90 minutes. We need to make good choices around this. So, you know, it's all about making the right choices with Ross, with Abdallah, with Kieran Dowell. You know, it's all about making the best choice possible. Now, where does Abdallah Sima feature? Now, today, I would not start Sima. I would not play Sima from the start. Why would I not play Seema from the start? Well, it's too early. Too early. We've got to ease him back into this. And I've seen some wild things on social media. I know Rangers social media can be a weird place, guys, a proper weird place with some very, very strange takes. But, you know, what I've seen online is this: Seema's coming back. Here we go. Seema's coming back. Goals galore. Seema again, please, Seema. Let's get back to what you were. That's not going to happen. Not straight away. It's going to take time for him to get back up to speed. And Philippe Clement has shown over time he's not a man to rush players back. He eases them back in. He doesn't just throw them in there and go, get on with it. So for me, with Seema being a long-term injury, he's got to be eased back into this. So I think what we need to see today is Seema coming off the bench. Give him 20 minutes, give him half an hour at the end of the game, because then that sets him up for next week for the Old Firm game. That's what we need him ready for. We need him ready for that game. That is the big game that we need Abdallah Seema good to go. And now next week, I would consider giving him 60 minutes from the start, 70 minutes even. But this week, I don't think he's worth the risk straight from the off. You know, there's probably enough players. Well, not probably. There's no probably about it. There is enough players in this team to actually win today. Even Borna Bagashite is enough, I think, to overcome Hibs today. Stuart says, Owen, the treble is a must. Make sure that the Mankey mob win. Nothing is always good. Stuart, I agree. It's huge. It could be huge. We could have 11 games remaining. We want 11 games. We want a Scottish Cup semi-final victory. We have got 10 games remaining. We want a Scottish Cup win. That's what we need to get to. Stephen in the live chat says, they should never have got rid of Cholak. He was a goal scorer. Dessers is not. He never takes his chances, especially in games that matter. Stephen, that's been my point all along, and I get slaughtered online for it. Dessers does not do it when it actually matters, when the pressure is on, when the stress is on. Cyril Dessers does that. I heard a great take on Heart and Hand. I was listening to their extra podcast earlier, and what was the comment that was made? Apparently the ball landed in New Zealand. Son, we're stalling, fighting Michael Spiel more than Brenda. Absolutely. Seema needs to be brought up to speed. We should see the real Seema after the split. 100%, Alan. It's going to take time. I mean, it takes 4 to 6 games to get back after injury. It really does. So for me, you know, today it's all about getting him back and getting him, sorted. It really, really is. He is a very, very good player. He is a top player, and we need him back and fully fit. William, morning. How you doing? A big game. We need to turn up, get the job done. 1-0 in the next 8 matches, and it's ours. Get it done, Rangers. Yeah, absolutely. That would be great, wouldn't it? I'd almost take 9 1-0 wins. I really would take 9 1-0 wins between now and the end of the season. Boring as it is. Boring as it is, guys. 100% boring as it is. Now let's have a quick look, shall we? So, look, we've got those 9 fixtures posted, but today it's all about Hibs. It's all about starting quickly. And I've sat down now and I have looked at a team and I've redrafted a team and I've moved my team around and I've thought about it and I've done it. It's very complicated. And we all know that second guessing old Philippe Clement is so difficult, isn't it? I mean, come on. The guy chops and changes. Now, the last few games he hasn't, but that's more out of injury than ability to chop and change. I mean, the only change he made, didn't he, in those last 3 games was an injury change. He's been really severely limited by the number of players you've had injured. And I think, it is to some degree going to come down to last man standing with this league title, who gets through to the end of the season with the least injuries. And we can debate all we want about why we get so many injuries. Is it because of the training methods? I doubt it now under Philippe Clement. I think a lot of it is down to the start of the season and the preparation that players had at the start of the season. I hope that with Philippe Clement getting a full pre-season in place, that there will be a kind of an overcoming of those injuries that are down to lack of conditioning, lack of strength, etc. That Philippe Clement will get his methods in place, and by next season we won't have those injuries. We are unfortunately still going to have the hammer thrower injuries where players from opposition teams, particularly those teams lower down the league, particularly those Mickey Mouse small teams like Hearts, like Aberdeen, come and try and kick the crap out of our players, which does seem to be the way they play. That's where we're up to, and I really hope that is where we are going. 1-0 wins are not boring. They're hard stuff as they are, absolutely. What I was saying is I could do with the boring 1-0s, buddy. 1-0 boys. Dessers could turn all the haters round in one game if he scores the winner next week. Stuart, I hope so. I don't think he will, but I hope so. As long as we win, I do not care how. Stephen, me too. I don't care how we win, as long as we bloody win. That's the main thing. So this is my team for today. This is how I decided I would like it. And I'm probably going to be galactically wrong on this one. I'm probably going to... Philippe Clement will, no doubt, prove me wrong. And thank God I don't pick the team, because I'd hate to have to pick the team. I really would hate to have to pick the team, because it's such a difficult job to do, isn't it? You know, you're balancing all those players, trying to keep all those players happy. But not only that, you're trying to match up your team to overcome your opposition. You're trying to win games. It's a difficult job. And I really feel for football managers sometimes. I really do. Rosie wants to know the predictions, guys. We will get to predictions, so please get your predictions in for today's game, guys, in the live chat. So this is my team. Obviously, Jack Butland in goal. Standard. Amazing. Top keeper, best keeper. Should be in the England squad. I mean, I didn't watch the England game. I don't watch England games, but I have seen Jordan Pickford's colossal fuck up. How that guy gets picked as England's number one is just beyond me. He is absolute shite. So back four, Tavernier, obviously our captain at right back. Goldson and Suter. You've got to kind of go with Goldson and Suter. They've kind of formed a very solid defensive pairing there. They're very good. They're decent. You know, at the end of the day, Big Leon's had a great season. I accept that, but for me, you don't mess with a back four. You keep a back four the same. And I think for the last 9 games, we need a settled back four. Now, we can't have one at left back because, of course, Ridvan is injured. I'm hoping Ridvan is back for the game against Celtic. I really hope that happens. Really, really genuinely hope that happens. But I've gone with Dujon Sterling at left back for a couple of reasons. Number one, I want to get Dujon in the team. And I just think that that's the place to put him today, to give him the best opportunity to really affect the game. And I just don't rate Borna Barisic. There's a couple of things. One, last time out at Kilmarnock, he was absolutely shocking. He was appalling. He was hooked at half-time. And the fact that he knows he's going at the end of the season. For all those you who are backing Borna to still be Borna for the rest of the season, guys, just think back to Ryan Kent and Alfie last year. How many games after they knew they were going did they turn up in? How many games did they turn up in? How many games did Ryan Kent, once he knew he was going to Fenerbahce, put in max effort? None. Absolutely none. Okay. Alfie, I think 1 game. I think we scored a couple of goals. That was it. So for me, you've got to kind of leave him out of the equation now. He's done and dusted. He's gone. He's going. Goodbye. See you later. Bye-bye. So Dujon Sterling for me has to go against left back. Mo Diamande and John Lundstrom. I think now that Diamande's had a little time to rest, he didn't go off with Garner during the international break. I think, when he was looking good and then he kind of looked fatigued and he kind of fell off a lot. As much as I would love to see Raskin given a chance to impress, I do think he'll go with Diamande. Diamande does a lot of things that we need that midfield to do in that pivot. Number 1, he holds the ball well. Number 2, he creates time and space. 3, he passes through the lines to break the game down. Number 4, he can go past the player. He's got all those attributes to be a top player. And I think, you've also got to remember he's a young lad. He's still learning the game. Lunny has to start for me. I think he's had a rest now. He wasn't off playing international football. He's had a rest. So let's get him back in there. Lunny's been phenomenal this season. Now, there's been reports, obviously, this week of Lunny going to Trabzon. They've been denied now by the club. Philippe Clement came out yesterday. No, I'm not opening a beer, by the way, because I'm going to work later. Philippe Clement did come out and deny those reports and say that he is going to sign a new contract. I really hope that that is true. So let's get a few of your comments before I carry on talking about my team. Stuart says 3-0 Rangers, Tav penalty, Cantwell and Dessers. We love those 3 words, don't we, Stuart? Penalty to Rangers. Geordie says, hope we get Ridvan back for the Celtic game. Geordie, so do I. For all the reasons that I've just said, he's good going forward. He's better defending. He just offers a lot more. And I think for me as well, he fits how Philippe Clement wants to play. Borna Barisic doesn't. Philippe's system is all about quick, fast fullbacks that get forward and back. So that is what I think, we need. We will win today. I have no doubts whatsoever. Good on you, Rosie. We are not like Septic. We do not use injuries as excuses, says Stephen. Well, it is, Stephen. Never defeated, always cheated, isn't it, with them? Diamande has played left back before, but I think he's unlikely he'll be moved there. I agree with you, I can't see him doing it. Bob, hey Bob, how you doing, buddy? Good to have you here. Love Bob. Bob has some guys. If you ever want to just after you've watched the videos, if you ever want to read the comments, read what Bob writes. Bob writes some great stuff, guys. So read what Bob writes. Like a team selection, I doubt it will be the same as Clermont's. Me too, but I certainly wouldn't be complaining if it was. Thank you, Bob. I don't think he did go away in the end. I don't know, CR. I'll look into it. I'm going with Borna from the start. I think we have enough about us. Ibrox, if Borna gets injured, no big deal. Sterling isn't 100%. We can't have him pulling up, says Alan. Fair enough, Alan. Geordie says, what's happening with Balogun? I know he's got the mask, but at least let him play. I don't think there's anything wrong with him, Geordie. I think that Philippe Clement just sees John Souttar and Connor Goldson as his starting centre-half pair. And, you know, as I said a bit ago, you don't mess with your defensive pairing at the back. You know, you look at all the great title-winning teams down the years, and you go with two solid centre-backs. You don't move your centre-backs around. You keep your pairing as long as they're both fit. I mean, look, I down here in England, and when you grew up, you know, Arsenal, one of the big, the title-winning teams, and it was always Adams and Keown, wasn't it? It was always Adams and Keown. That was the two pairing, and they never split those two up ever. You know, the days of, you know, when Terry Butcher was there again, and Big Ammo, we never split those central defensive pairings up. I know Ammo and Butcher didn't play together, but you know what I mean with that. Malky says 2-0 the Rangers. Absolutely, 100% take that, Malky. Good morning, Jim. How you doing? Maybe Balogun isn't comfortable with the mask. That's a good shout, CR. No problems, Bob. It's worth it, buddy. You definitely got some good comments. 2 goals in the first half. Managed the game well and scored in the second half. Jim, that would be perfect. Absolutely perfect. And in Big Phil, we trust 100%. 100%. So now let's go to my attacking four. So I've gone with Matondo on the left, McCausland on the right. Now, I know some of you don't like Rabbi Matondo. I know my co-host Laura doesn't like Rabbi. Laura, thinking of you this week. Good luck with everything you've got going on this week. You're fab, Laura. Hope you get through. Hope this week goes well for you. Rabbi Matondo on the left-hand side. Yeah, I think that's the best way forward. I just think that, you know, that even if we only see 50 minutes from him, an hour from him, he's got enough there. I think his fitness is returning. I think a lot of the rawness and the lack of performance from Rabbi was the fact he had lacked fitness. So for me, Rabbi on the left, we could bring Seamer on then for Rabbi in the second half, give Seamer his minutes to get his minutes into his legs. I just think, you know, what other options are there? Cortez is out. Sterling's not great on the left. Tom Lawrence can play wing, but he's more of a central player these days. Dowell can play out wide, but again, he's not really going to go past somebody. And I just think when you've got a team like Hibs who are going to come forward, you need to give them the fear in behind. You know, Boyle is back for them. Their fullbacks like Abita like to get forward. And I just think if you give them somebody like Matondo to worry about, who's got the pace to get in behind them, it's just going to have them constantly checking over their shoulder, watching what's coming for them. So for me, that's why I've gone Matondo out wide left. I think his pace can frighten them. McCausland on the right-hand side again. You know, even if you only get 45, 50 minutes to an hour from Ross, you know, what else is there? Yes, you could play Dujon Sterling out there. I mean, that's the other option. Dujon goes right wing, Born a bag of shite plays left back. That's the way round it, isn't it? You know, that is the other way. But I'm just going with wee Ross. I like Ross. I like the way he plays. I like his aggressiveness. I like the way he attacks. So that's why I've gone with him. Now, I know Tom Lawrence has been playing well over recent weeks. I mean, okay, he wasn't great in that Motherwell game. Let's face it, nobody was. But for me, Todd Cantwell is the man. I mean, these next 9 league games, we've got to see tip-top Todd. We've got to see Todd the prod. We've got to see Todd being the player we all know that Todd can be. Todd's brilliant. He's brilliant. Now, Todd has the skill, the ability, the talent to unlock a defense. You look at how he plays, you know, look at how he gets into space. Look at how he can open a door. And against Motherwell, that was a little bit of what was lacking, that little bit of creativeness to unlock the door. And I just think Todd gives you that. And it's not just that. It's the way that he also leads the press as well. He's the man that's always up there, running around, getting after people, closing down their defenders, causing chaos. So for me, big Todd. has to play in the 10 role. I'm going with Fabio Silva up front. A couple of reasons. One, him and Todd link really well together. Go back and watch games where him and Todd have played together. They interchange lovely. Silva drops back into the 10. Cantwell goes beyond. There's a lovely little link up there between the two of them. Also, Silva works the whole back four. Their back four, their two centre halves are not the most mobile in the world. Silva will move them around, will create spaces, as he did in that game at Easter Road where we won 3-0. That, for me, is why I go with Silva. The other reason, of course, is the fact that I just do not trust that I do not trust Cyril Dessers one little bit. So that is my team for today. I'm sure you guys have all got your own thoughts. If you do want to drop a team, please drop it in the live chat now. Rabbi and Ben Davis, two biggest grifters at Ibrox, haven't done it 2 years in. We want everything back. They need the door in the summer. Alan, I agree, but the problem we've got is we've got to use what we've got between now and the end of the season, whether that's Davis, whether that's Matondo, whether that's Jack when he finally gets his arse off the treatment table. We've got to use what we've got between now and the end of the season. This is it. This squad that we're sat with now, this is it. This is all we've got. And, you know, with Cortez out still, with Danilo out still, with those players, with Ridvan missing, we do need to use the full squad. Stephen Fay, you are right. That is their motto. Never defeated, always cheated. That is their 100% their motto. Rosie, I'd love to know where that's been seen. Just seen Balogun and Matondo are supposed to be starting 11 today. Be interesting to find out where that is and who drops out for Big Leon. Well, guys, let's get some more predictions into the live chat. I am going for a 3-1 Rangers victory. There's the link, guys. If you want to know where the link is, where Rosie got information from, there it is. So, yeah, guys, let's just take this. 3-1 Rangers I am going for today. That is my prediction, 3-1 Rangers. I am going for first goal scorer to be Todd Cantwell on the score sheet with the first goal. So that is my prediction, 3-1 Rangers. First goal scorer, Cantwell, 3-1, guys. That is my prediction for today. I know we've had some predictions already, 2-1, 4-0, 3-0, etc., guys. So last few minutes of the pod now, please get in your predictions. Look, guys, what I'll be doing today is I'm at work, obviously, whilst the game's on, so I will be watching the game when I get back and bringing you a morning news video, breaking down the game and looking at the game, hopefully looking at another Rangers victory. Bob says 3-0 Rangers. Bob, I take that score all day long and twice on a Sunday. I'm going to say Dessers are in first goal. Jim, you know what? I don't care. As long as somebody bloody scores the first goal and we get the win, I really couldn't give a shit who gets the goal as long as we score. If Dessers were to score a hat-trick today, absolutely fantastic. Would love that, guys, because it means we win. And that's all that matters at the end of the day, is that we actually win the goddamn game. That's all I want today, is a win, a real, proper, top-quality win from the boys. Okay, let's get comments. Last few comments in before we're going to go. Think Cantwell needs a goal for a bit of confidence boost. I agree, Geordie. I think that will help him. Definitely help him. Guys, if you are watching this here on YouTube, and even if you pick this up a bit later, please smash the like, because likes help videos to grow on YouTube. That's how we do it, guys. That's how we get them up there. Guys, there's lots of content coming up this week here on Glasgow Rangers Nation, guys. We will be bringing you lots and lots of news, views, updates ahead, obviously, of the Old Firm game on the 7th of April, guys, which will be here live on the channel. Scott, hey, buddy, how you doing? It says 2-1, Tav Penn, those three beautiful words on a match day, which is, penalty to Rangers. Guys, a reminder, we will have the final word tomorrow. Rangers FC, the final word will be on tomorrow, podcast tomorrow. We've got lots of pods scheduled for the week upcoming as well. 2 more podcasts featured for next week. We've got a pod on the 3rd of April at 7:35 and a pod on the 6th of April on the night before the Old Firm game, the preview pod, 7:35. Okay, so 3-0 to Rangers, says Stephen. I'll take that again. 2-0, Dessers and Cantwell, Bluebells are blue. Yeah, 2-0, take any kind of win today. It's got to be a win. Back to winning ways for the boys in blue. Let's hope we get back there. Well, guys, I'm going to call that a pod for this morning. Thank you so much to everyone who's joined me on this morning podcast for a change. It's match day, guys. It's time to win. It's time to get back to winning ways for Rangers. Thank you so much for watching the podcast this morning. Thank you for all your wonderful comments. As I always say, This channel is not just about this idiot sitting behind a microphone and a camera talking crap for 40 minutes, an hour, whatever. It's also about you guys. You guys make the lives. You guys make this channel what it is today. Through your comments, through your support, through everything you do for the channel, guys, your donations, everything that you do, guys, is just so appreciated. So thank you so much for that. And like I said, it is a no Patreon, no paywall. You do not hide content behind paywalls for fans. That is out of order. Thank you so much for watching Glasgow Rangers Nation, guys. As I always ask you on the way out, two things. One, smash the like. It helps videos, please, guys. Smash that like. And two, always remember, please never forget, we are the people.